Hello, this screencast will provide a brief introduction to the SPSS software, which is widely used in analyzing statistical data. The current file you can see is an SPSS data file. The rest of the screencast will give you a brief overview of what you will need to navigate around SPSS. The present window shows an SPSS data file. This file is open on Data View, as you can see highlighted in yellow at the bottom left of the page. Data View is the part of the file where you can enter and actually see the data for your participants. As you can see in the highlighted box VO2 max, the numbers below represent the VO2 max of the participants. This is shown in the data file as actual numbers and actual data of your participants. Now move the mouse to the bottom left of the screen and click on Variable View. This has now switched the view to the Variable View window. In this window, you can see your variables and some further information about them, such as the type and the label, and you can see what kind of measure they are, if it's nominal or scale. The column highlighted is the width column. The width column lets you know how many numbers you can enter before the decimal place. For example, if we look at ID number, we can enter 8 numbers before the decimal place. If we look at VO2 max, we can enter 11 numbers before the decimal place. You can adjust your width by increasing or decreasing the value as you see fit by going to the variable view and changing your width. The column highlighted is the missing values column. If you're missing a value for a variable, you can leave the box blank and it will appear as system missing, or you can enter a particular value, such as 999, into the box and code it in this column. That will allow SPSS to know that every time you enter 999, the value is missing. Move the mouse to click under Values, where you can see the label 1 Males. This has opened up a new box called Value Labels. In this box, you can assign numbers to different categories of participants. For example, 1 represents males and 2 represents females. These numbers are helpful when entering data in the Data View column, because rather than typing out males and females, you just enter 1 and 2. To close the box, you just hit Cancel, or if you have just entered values, you hit OK. Now I'm going to show you how to enter a new variable into SPSS. Click the next blank cell underneath the category Name. Now type in the name of your variable. In this case, I have typed in date raced because I want to look at the day that the participants raced their marathon. I have typed in the word date with a space followed by the word raced. I then clicked outside the box and SPSS opened a new window that said variable name contains an illegal character. A space is considered an illegal character in a variable name in SPSS. If you want to include a 2-word variable, you must separate it with a hyphen or an underscore, such as in row 1 where it says ID underscore number. To close the error box, just click OK. To re-enter the variable name again, click on the cell. Then re-enter the variable name using a hyphen or an underscore rather than a space. Now click under the column Type next to your new variable name. This has opened up a new box labeled Variable Type. In this box, you can decide what type of variable you have. In this instance, we have a date, as in the date they raced the marathon, so we can move the mouse and click on Date. Once you click on Date, it has opened up a number of options in the right-hand side of the box. You can choose whichever entry date method you prefer to enter your dates. Then click on the cell underneath the column Label. In this column, you can enter more details about your variable name. For example, date raced is pretty self-explanatory, but you can enter date of their race to show that is the date the individual raced. Now click on Data View. Now click the first blank cell under your newly created variable, date raced. You have now created a new variable and can begin entering the data below the new variable name. You have now successfully entered all of the data for your new variable into SPSS. Now move the mouse and click on the word Utilities. Now click on the word Variables. This opens up a new box labeled Variables, and in this box we can find out more information about the variables we have in the data file. If we click on Sex, we can see all the information about our variable sex. For example, we can see the value labels that 1 represents males and 2 represents females. To exit the box, click the X located at the top right corner. You can also view value labels through the View option located at the top of the screen. To do this, you need to click View. Click Value Labels. As you can see here, under Sex, instead of having the numbers 1 and 2, we have the value labels females and males. Now click on Utilities again. Click on Data File Comments. The Data File Comments box allows you to enter text about the data file. For example, here, I have entered that this data was collected between 2000 and 2004 from marathons in the London area. You can update this as you change your data file. Click OK to exit the Data File Comments box. Now click File. The File menu gives you a number of options with your SPSS data file. Move the mouse to click New. Clicking New opens up further options with values labeled Data, Syntax, and Output. Data file is the file you are currently viewing, and that is where you enter your data. The syntax runs SPSS commands and will be discussed further in a future screencast. And the output opens automatically every time you make changes to your data or run an analysis. By clicking on Open, you can open previously established SPSS data files, or you can import a data file from Excel. I am now going to show you how to import a data file from Excel into SPSS. Click Data. This now opens a new box called Open Data. As you can see in the Files of Type located near the bottom, right now it says SPSS Statistics. We want to change this to an Excel file to import our Excel file. Click on the box that says SPSS Statistics. Click where it says Excel. This has now switched the view to show all of your Excel files. If you want to open up Marathon 0, click on Marathon 0. Click OK. By clicking on the Excel file and by clicking OK, you are telling SPSS to import your Excel data into SPSS. You have now opened another window which lets you know the file it is opening. To open this and fully complete the process, you need to click OK. Now click Edit. Now click Insert Variable. This has now created a new variable in your data view file labeled VAR00003. To change the name of this variable and to enter further information about it, you will need to go back to the variable view file and enter the data there. You can also insert a variable between two previously existing variables. To do this, click on one of the variables where you would like to insert the new variable next to. Then right-click on your mouse and click on Insert Variable in the box that appears. As you can see here, this has now created a new column with a new variable next to the variable you clicked on, attitude. If you have accidentally inserted a new variable and would like to delete it, right-click on the variable you have inserted. Click Clear on the box that appears. The variable has now been deleted. To insert new cases, click on Edit. Click on Insert Cases. As you can see, a new blank row has been added to your cases. You can now enter the data for this participant. If you would like to enter data between two participants, you can do so by clicking on the area where you would like to enter that new data. Once you have selected the area, right-click the mouse. Select Insert Cases in the box that appears. As you can see here, a new row of cases has been added. The row is blank once again for you to enter your data. Now click Data. Now click Merge Files. Now click Add Variables. The Merge Data file is helpful if you have additional cases, participants, that you want to add to an already existing dataset from a previously existing dataset, or if you have variables for your current participants stored in another data file. In this instance, we are adding other variables to our already existing dataset. Now click Browse. This has opened a new window to the desktop of my computer, which allows me to browse for SPSS files which may contain the variables for the current participants I have that I want to add to the dataset. I have clicked Marathon File 2 because that is where the extra variables I need are located. Once you have clicked the name of the data file you want to merge the variable from, please click Open. Then click Continue. This will open a new window labeled Add Variables From. In this window you will see your excluded variables, which are variables that are in your other data set, and your new active data set, which are variables that are already located in your current data set. To add a variable, you need to click on it from your excluded variables, click the arrow between, and add it to the new active data set. To make sure the right variable information is going to the right participants, you need to match the cases on key variables. The best way to match the cases is by ID number, so click on Match Cases in Key Variables Sorted. Now click on ID number. Now click on the arrow located next to Key Variables. Now click on OK. A warning label will pop up. Since we have our ID numbers sorted in ascending order of the key variables, we do not need to worry about this, and all we need to do is click OK. As you can see in the current variable view window, miles trained, the variable we have added, has now appeared as one of our variables. To see if the numbers have actually added to our participants, please move the mouse and click on Data View. As you can see here in the highlighted box, the new variable, miles trained, is visible and data has been entered for all of the participants. As stated previously, you can also merge files to insert additional cases. To do this, click on Data, click Merge Files, click Add Cases. This will now open up a box called Add Cases to marathonfile.sav. To do this, you can open up a file from an already open dataset or from a previously existing dataset. To do this, we are opening it up from a previously existing dataset. Click Browse. This will open up a window showing some of your SPSS data files. You must look for the file where you want to add the cases from. In this case, we want to add the data from Marathon File 2, so we need to click on Marathon File 2. Click Open. Click Continue. Click OK. As you can see here in the cases highlighted, SPSS has inserted these new cases from our Marathon 2 file. They are now merged with the pre-existing data file, Marathon file. Click on Edit. Under the Edit column, the Find, Go to Case, and Go to Variable options are very helpful, especially when you have a large data set. They help you find things within the data set. Although we have a small data set here, we can still demonstrate the use of one of these options, the Go to Case option. Click on Go to Case. This opens up a new window labeled Go To. As you can see here, Case is highlighted. To go to the case number you want, move the arrows up and down to get to your number. In this instance, we want to go to case 7, so we move the arrow up to 7 and then press Go. As you can see now on the screen, case 7 is highlighted. Now click on the Help option, located at the top of the screen on the far right. The Help tab is very useful and can provide help when using SPSS through the topics, where you can look for specific topics you need help on, or the tutorials, where you can show you how to do certain things in SPSS. This concludes our video on the brief introduction to SPSS. This video provides a brief overview of some of the things you will need when you use SPSS.